What is up, guys? It's your boy, Rick. My wife is due to give birth in 3 days. Whew, cactus. And today we've got some brand spanking new Destiny 2 news, courtesy of the Bungie weekly update that just went live, revealing official information. And so, let's get started. Now, first things first, as for what is going on this week in Destiny 2, well, the main thing is that the current Grandmaster Nightfall is the Corrupted, and the weapon dropping is the Horror's Least Pulse Rifle, especially if you can get the Adept version from the Grandmaster. This is generally one of the better, if not one of the best, rapid fire frame pulse rifles in the game for PvP. So very, very desirable weapon, guys. I have done a guide on the Corrupted. Check it out if you haven't. Definitely one of the more desirable weapons this season. Alright, now moving on to the brand new information within the TWAB, but just before we do, guys, thanks to my partnership with Astro, I'm giving away a pair of Astro A40s plus the mix amp. Guys, if you want to enter, all you gotta do is like this video, share this video. We need to be #1 trending on gaming for YouTube. I'm just kidding. All we really need to do, guys, is follow me on Twitter at RickCacus and tweet at me something with the hashtag BabyCacus, because it's not gonna be long. Alright, and I'll pick a winner in a couple of days. Guys, if you want to get a discount on any Astro or in fact Logitech product, click the link in the description down below and just use code CACUSHD. Alright, now as for the new information, guys, the first thing in the TWAB is actually the date of the next raid hitting Destiny 2. So starting with Season 18, which is all still redacted, there's going to be a big Destiny 2 showcase on the morning of August 23rd, and then Season 18 is going to launch at Reset also on August 23rd. And then, guys, the raid is actually going to go live at 10 a.m. Pacific, so Reset on August 26th, 2022. So it's actually going back to the old school launch window of the first Friday after launch. And here is some important information about this raid. So it's actually a raid that is being brought out of the Destiny content vault. So it is an old school Destiny 1, or technically could be a Destiny 2 raid. So think Wrath of the Machine, King's Fall, something like that. Because of that, the launch is going to be similar to the launch of the Vault of Glass returning to Destiny 2. So the raid will launch with contest mode enabled for the first 24 hours. You'll need to be at 1560 power to be at the cap for all encounters, and then you're going to be treated like you're a lot lower during contest mode. And then clearing the raid with contest mode active is the first step to access the new challenge mode in the Director and the special triumph for completing all of the challenge triumphs for each encounter. Completing the secret triumph, a curated list of challenges in this newly unlocked challenge mode, will be how a fire team crosses the world's first finish line and claims their prize. To enforce the triumph requirements in the challenge mode, your fire team will wipe if you fail the success conditions during any encounter. And they say the challenge mode and the secret triumph will only be available for the first 24 hours. Alright, so again, you have to beat the raid entirely with contest mode active, and then you go back in and try to do special challenges for each encounter, and then the first person to do both of those things will be world's first. And guys, I gotta be honest, I absolutely hate how they changed the raid launch window. I think this is a terrible decision, because absolutely everyone that I've talked to, maybe there's a few of you who disagree, and feel free to tell me why, but 99% of people I've interacted with really enjoyed how Bungie would launch the raids in the second weekend. First of all, making it a weekend instead of a weekday like a Friday enables so many more people to participate. In fact, ever since they changed the raid launch window to weekends, we've had record high participation rates. So I just don't understand changing it back to a weekday. On top of that, giving a whole week or actually more in between the launch of the DLC and the raid drop lets you actually enjoy the DLC. Oh my goodness, guys, it is so annoying if you're trying to prep for a day one. You're gonna have to skip cutscenes and all this stuff. You don't get to enjoy the actual DLC, the new content. You're spending all your time prepping, trying to unlock the new seasonal artifacts, trying to get the new gear, new exotics. Like, it's just not a fun experience for a lot of people. But the most disappointing part is that there's zero explanation or even acknowledgement that this change took place. I mean, the second weekend after is the Labor Day weekend, and so that would be a fair explanation that, okay, even though it is a weekend, so many people have plans, they're traveling, they're with family, whatever, so we wouldn't have those same participation rates, and I would accept that. But at least offer that explanation instead of saying nothing. So very confusing about all this situation here. But guys, moving on from there to an almost more controversial topic, let's talk about matchmaking within PvP. So, they say starting in Season 18, we will be introducing some changes in how we play Matchmaker in the Crucible. This will be the first iteration that is part of a larger plan going through Season 19. Our World Systems team are leading the charge in this transition and are here with a big info dump on what to expect. And info dump are really the right words. There is a ton of information, graphs, everything about skill, matchmaking, all of that stuff. So here is the TLDR that Bungie provided. So we're striving towards a goal that all players, including new lights, can enter the Crucible and regularly get matches where they can feel competitive and have a reasonable chance of winning/competing. Making fair matches using skill-based matchmaking is going to be important to help meet that goal. We are starting by implementing loose skill-based matchmaking to the control playlist at the start of Season 18. So, Loose has a wider starting skill similarity than Survival and should result in matching with a wider variety of players while also eliminating some of the frustrations we see in our current system. Expect Loose sbmm to expand to other playlists in the future seasons as we tune what we consider a high quality match by gathering real data and feedback from you. We are not planning to add it to every Matchmade Crucible playlist. We will continue tuning until we are at a good place, and we will report tuning updates regularly, and we'll be implementing a form of fireteam size preferred matchmaking in Season 19. So, I'm not going to say much about skill-based matchmaking because the player base is really divided on this topic. Lower than average skill players love skill-based matchmaking because they don't like to get stomped every single game, and that makes sense. Especially brand new players, you throw them to the wolves and they get destroyed and they're not going to have fun, and there's a high chance they quit the game after that point. Whereas higher skill players don't want skill-based matchmaking at all. They feel like, hey, if you're lower skill, it's on you to get better at the game and improve rather than the game trying to throw you into, tailored matches. And also, they feel like you shouldn't be punishing the most dedicated players that play the game the most. And quite honestly, both groups of players are right. Like, there's no definitive correct answer on skill-based matchmaking. There is problems without it. There's problems with it. It's really about fine-tuning it to a place where everyone's happy, or having separate playlists where you have skill-based matchmaking for players who want it, and then it's the wild, wild west for people who don't. So something everyone can agree on, however, is that connection quality should come first, and thankfully, it seems like Bungie is going out and saying this as well. They also provide this interesting skill graph here, kind of how your skill is going to be determined and then obviously used to matchmake is just a bunch of stats for your performance. So kills, deaths, captures, round wins, revives, dunks, all of that stuff is going to play a part. And here are the factors that Bungie is going to be looking at as they're tuning this skill-based matchmaking system. Of course, you can look at the more in-depth explanations in the TWAB. That's all linked in the description down below. It's nothing we really haven't seen before involving skill-based matchmaking. Then moving on from there, the votes are in. So Eternity is what the community picked over Widow's Court and Rusted Lands to be the featured Trials map for the weekend of July 25th, or at least that's what Bungie says. I think what they meant to say is the weekend for the week of July 25th, aka the July 29th weekend starting tomorrow. However, additionally, there was a challenge to get 77,000 community votes in the first 28 hours, and they reached that goal. So you can pick up this brand new emblem after reset on August 2nd. And then the last thing we're going to talk about is a brand new Prime Gaming drop. So if you have Prime Gaming, you connect it to your Bungie.net account, you can get these rewards. So we have the exotic table flipping emote, a classic, an exotic ship, exotic ghost, and a legendary sparrow, guys. Guys, that is it for the video. Hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.